Hello, it's Nikki. I've got a two-parter for you today, all about visibility. This is part one, and we're going to be doing our first 5 of 10 pointers, exercises, prompts, all about visibility. Number 1, it's essential. So make friends with it. I am saying this to myself because you will know... Bit honest here, you will know when I'm not having a great time or I'm feeling a bit tired and emotional because you won't see me. My introverted self goes, come on, let's get under the duvet. Let's not go into those internet lands today. No. It's not the thing. But yet, I have a goal of daily sales. I love making daily sales. It's one of the things that I love about running my own gig is I can dictate the money that I make and have ownership of that. And that is mega. That was really just something a moment then. That was really landing for me then. That is a mega thing. That possibility, that opportunity. And so knowing that visibility is not an option, it's just kind of taken out all of the complications. However, being a human being and having a human experience with all those emotions and life ups and downs, of course, I then think, well, if I don't need to be online the whole time, I don't need to be vlogging my entire flipping life. So knowing in the back of my mind that visibility is absolutely non-negotiable, it makes me think about it in a different way. Okay, so if I'm doing videos, how am I going to batch those and get them done and ready and just have them available if I'm not feeling it on a certain day? That has been game changing. Also, that emotion and that mindset can hold you back from all of the things like, oh, I'm not good enough, or that wasn't perfect, or everybody else knows what they're doing on the internet. No, like this is about you really serving and helping your clients and doing the best you can with what you have. Number 2, do what feels good. And this sense that we have to be everywhere because there are so many places to play, I don't agree with it. I also think that I have had lots of success from doing what I know, doing what feels good. And I remember when the first round of reels came out on Instagram and everyone was like pointing to things. And I just instinctively had a feeling like, I don't think pointing is going to be for me. I don't think I'm going to be able to put the text, maybe a limiting belief. Don't feel like I'm going to put the text in the right place, and I think I'm going to get annoyed with it. So instead, I know that I can just talk to a camera in this way. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do more of that. And this sense of people talking about moving outside of your comfort zone the whole time, you don't have to do that. What I have found is the hardest bit is consistency. So do what feels good and then find a process that feels good so you do more of it. Yes. Number 3, know who you are talking to and why you are talking to them. So every piece of content, every time you show up, every time you go on the internet, you can spend some time, all right, urge you to spend some time in advance saying, why am I here? What am I doing? What is my intention? As the great Oprah Winfrey says, what's the purpose of this? Because if we're not strategic, or if we're not deliberate, or we're not thoughtful or considered about these things, we can end up just like working hard all the time. And there are some things that you absolutely don't need to share on Instagram. And equally, there are some things that you absolutely should and will change your business, but yet you're not doing it. The second part to that is know who you are talking to. And not just, oh, I work with people called Janet who are between 30 and 40 and are accountants. What's the situation? What's going on for Janet? Where does she need help? What is the solution that you're going to provide Janet? How are you going to knock Janet's socks off? Big questions, big questions. Number 4, your USP. Now, this is tricky sometimes because our mind wants to say like, oh no, but there's nothing special about me. Like, you know, I'm just another social media manager or whatever. No, this is like your pal Nicky talking to you. No, there are special things about you, and the way that you do X, Y, and Z is unique, and you do have flavors that people need to know about. And it doesn't have to be complicated. Look at what you're already doing. Look at what works. And I talk about the red dressing gown days because there were many days, months, weeks, years of the red dressing gown days. And this was when I was at home with my children, and I wasn't going to Bali or to retreats or masterminds or any fancy London hotels. I was at home. And I learned how to, because invariably I would be in my red dressing gown, like feeding my baby or trying to get my baby to sleep, or, oh no, they've woken up again. And sitting on my sofa in my red dressing gown was something that I could do. So I did it. And that became part of my USP. And somebody actually gave me a testimonial saying, it's really nice to see Nicky sometimes on the internet with full makeup and hair, but also it's really nice to see her in her jimmies and that red dressing gown. And it was a moment where I was like, okay, I need to start getting dressed more on the internet. Number 5, build your portfolio. So essentially, think about a lovely portal, a lovely portfolio that you are building, that you are adding to each and every day. So you could think about a recipe book that you want to hand down through generations, and every day you're adding to this. Or maybe you're adding to a collection, or if you're an artist, you're adding more and more work to the work that you have available to sell. It can be so tempting to say, right, well, I just better talk about this one thing and like it disappears in 12 hours, or I'll put all this energy into these stories, but unless you save them, they just disappear. This has been a really great use of my visibility because it makes me, I guess, create content that's going to be useful. I'm actively growing my YouTube channel at the moment, and I notice that people watch something and then they go back and watch something else, and then they add this, and then they see another video because then the algorithm gives them something else. And when I go back to those pillars of what I'm building in terms of that portfolio, it's great, and it takes the pressure off, but also it makes me know that it's kind of worth it. It's worth my time, because it's almost like planting a seed every time and you're never quite sure when it's going to sprout. If you want help with your content, if you want help with your visibility, go to nickyraby.com/online and I can help you there. There's loads and loads of resources and different ways and different price points that I can help you with, but do something today. Know that visibility is going to be here to stay, especially if you're a personal brand, especially if you're a portfolio career. I remember saying very early on in my career to a friend, well, I better get on with it in terms of my acting, because Steven Spielberg doesn't know my landline number. And again, that's an indication of how old I am, because I had a landline, but also I had that dawning. Nobody cares about your career as much as you do. Nobody cares about your goals as much as you do. But the great thing is you have the opportunity to go out there and make stuff happen. So do it. The internet is there. The internet is a wonderful resource. You can create your own job description, your own way of doing things. So go and do it. If you want my support, details are down below, and I'll see you for part 2.